Good morning everybody, and this is your S&P day trade setups for today. So just starting off on the weekly on the S&P 500, and you can see we have a megaphone formation here. Really just a consolidation pattern. Typically what happens is you tend to continue along these trend lines for an extended period of time. So just coming down to the levels that we can trade. So there you can see probably a little bit more like that. So we are on the top of this megaphone formation, but it's also a pretty big channel as well. So again, not really an area we want to be buying into. We want to buy on the pullbacks. What is concerning me at the moment is you can see the buyer stepping in here. Look at all these tails here. So if I just box those tails there, you can see that's where the buyers are stepping in currently. Oscillator still does worry me at the moment, so we did get a little bit of a pullback yesterday. And you can see came back and closed the gap. Let's just get rid of that box. So we came back and we closed the weekly gap. There's a weekly gap there. You can see we came back to it. Closed it on the lower time frame, not really closed on the higher time frames, but on the lower time frames it is closed. My problem at the moment is there's a much better level to the downside, which I would prefer us to tag, and that is 38.67. So at the moment, tail to the upside, tail to the downside, it is a big confusion. You can see we've got some buyers stepping in there, buyers stepped in here, sellers were also here. Not convincing either way. However, if we look at the hour, you can see that we have the potential for a double bottom. So here's the first leg of that bottom, here's the second leg. Obviously we need to break above this area here for it to validate, so that would be 39.21, and right now I think the tussle is at 3900. So 3900 is what the bulls are trying to defend, and obviously what the bears are trying to stay below. So at the moment I think still proceed with caution. I would still be buying off pullbacks. This is an area that I definitely would be buying off, which is 38.67. Not so sure we're going to get there. And if you look at what transpired yesterday, so yesterday the buyer stepped in, then we rallied a bit, and then we kind of went sideways. But this morning has been interesting. So it's big down, big up, and we're right back where we closed. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what transpires. But I think that at the moment is the level we need to pay attention to. So first one would be 39.08 or 3900. So a pullback and retest of that on the 1 hour would be ideal. That would also offer an opportunity to buy into. We're still forming higher lows here and lower highs. So that is again a bit of consolidation here. Just extend that up there. So there's our trend line, and there's our bottom one. Okay, so we are kind of stuck between two levels. Here's the midline for the level. So the upper side of the level is right up here. That's 39.21. The bottom end of this is 38.92. Okay, and that is 39.08. So that's the three lines in the sand at the moment. If we do break this structure, you can see that this move to the downside is pretty much equal to this consolidation period here. So that would be a good area to buy into, is right here, 38.67. If we can stay above this area here, 39.08, maybe we can get an opportunity to buy into this. Probably worth a little punt, at least to 39.21, and then we have to wait and see. So we've got jobs numbers obviously coming out today. We've got some data coming out today. We did have some CPI data that came out yesterday, which sort of gave us this little squirt right at the top here, and then we reversed off it. So yeah, I think this consolidation is probably going to continue. It is starting to look like consolidation to me rather than the start of a pullback. But we'll have to wait for confirmation before we sort of taking those bets. At the moment, I think the important part is oscillators are easing off. You can see we're stuck in the middle here, stuck in the middle of a range, in a triangle. That's consolidation. That's just waiting for a move. And if you look through the bigger time frames, you can see that oscillators have eased off. Even on the 8 hours, still pretty much grouped to the upside, but we are starting to point to the downside. So yeah, big up, big down at the moment, big confusion. I'm not so sure that we want to be jumping in on this just yet. Probably just want to wait for a structure wait for structure, and the structure's off the levels I've given you, and I think this is the first one, 39.08. See if we can maintain this during the European Open. If we can, then there's an opportunity to buy with a stop below the low of today. If that fails, then we're back in here. This is not really a level, so let's just get the right one. Sorry, that was on the gap, and that's not the right level. There's the right level there. So there's our swing high there. That's where support was, and we blew past it. So that is 38.95. Still fairly close, but that's kind of what we can see at the moment. Hope it helps somewhat, but that's it for me today. We'll probably another day of wait and see, looking for an opportunity to buy, and as simple as that. Anyway, hope it helps, and we will catch you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.